Yeah, well look, I'll give you an idea. I'm going to name drop here, so you're going to have to forgive me. And the name I'm going to drop is Jerry Seinfeld because you would have seen in my bio, I sort of worked with him for a few years.
Never heard of him.
No, and I've never milked.
Is he funny?
And I've never milked the crap out of that for 10 years either. But
nice.
In fact, on the second year of going backwards and forwards to New York to do the TV commercials with him for a bank down under, I said to him, Jerry, you don't have a website. And he didn't at the time. This was 10 years ago. And I said to him, mate, can you imagine the amount of T-shirts and caps you could sell if you had a website? And he looked at me like a principal would with a student that he hates. And Jerry put his reading glasses on the edge of his nose and said, JD, do I look like I need to sell any T-shirts or caps? And I said, no, I guess not. I forgot you got more money than God. And he said to me, look, why do I need a website? He said, I've looked at yours. I'm on there more than you. So I said to him,
how did...
Now that's funny right there. Welcome to the Small Business Safari, where I help guide you to avoid those traps, pitfalls, and dangers that lurk when navigating the wild world of small business ownership. I'll share those gold nuggets of information and invite guests to help accelerate your ascent to that mountaintop of success. It's a jungle out there, and I want to help you traverse through the levels of owning your own business that can get you bogged down and distract you from hitting your own personal and professional goals. So strap in, adventure team, and let's take a ride through the safari and get you to the mountaintop. We're going to wing it. You know what? No agenda, no agenda.
Is that a new thing?
No, I do that every day. In fact, let me tell you about my sales process at my company at the Trusted Toolbox. It's called winging it.
Yeah.
Clearly, because that's what my guys
build rapport, then wing it.
And then wing it. Now, I got to tell you guys, I have been introduced to a new device, and it's called the Plaud, Plaud.
I don't know this.
We call this the Ride Buddy, and it records my guys on sales calls, and then I get to listen to them.
Oh, I bet they
evaluate them.
Love that.
And as a matter of fact, Alan, they do.
Chris, give me feedback.
They love that. In fact, I just had a meeting, and they said, Chris, we crave your feedback. At least that's what I heard. Fucking imbeciles. And they're listening to this, but it's been great. I'll tell you why. How do ride-alongs work in the home services world in the past? Well, I go out there, I stand in the back, I try not to look at the customer, I try to just let these guys
I jump in, I save it, and then I beat you to a pulp later. And now you can do it via recording.
Right.
Isn't that great?
It's the best.
It's so good for you.
And I don't waste my whole day.
I know.
I get to do it in 15 minutes because I turn it on 1.5 speed. I have AI evaluate the call. I get to listen to it.
You don't have to spend time with those cretins in the car and
tell them, oh, I can't wait to go to another gas station and get another roller dog. Oh God, those are the best. Oh my God.
The roller dog has gotten better.
No way. No. I'll tell you a story. I won $5 at a Braves game, went to the baseball game, and you get $5 if they win if you went the day before. We had it. I'm out there doing the ride along, and I'm like, hey, dude, I got $5. You get $5. Let's go into Racetrack, which is here in Atlanta. And they had barbecue chicken pizza sitting on there at 3:00 in the afternoon, and that's all they had left. And I went, I'm going to eat it.
Done. Yeah. When did it come back?
It took 15 stops for me to go 5 miles to get back to my office so I could sit on the toilet for another 3 hours before I could even make it back to my house.
JD, aren't you glad you joined us?
Oh, my God. So anyway, it's called Plaud, the Ride Buddy. If you guys want to learn more about that one, I'm not even endorsing it. They're not giving me any money. They should.
They should.
But
good sponsor.
I'm telling you, it's been a game changer for us because these guys act more authentic, right? I actually get to hear them in the way they want to talk to people without me being there staring over their shoulder. So it's been a lot of fun. It's really helped me out. But we've got to get to JD, don't we?
We do. Because we need a little wow in our life.
We need, you know what? Let's get some wow factor, can we? I mean, for the love. I mean, I want some wow. John, JD, he goes by JD, but let's go. Wow. Dude, wow us. Make me laugh, funny guy.
Guys, I gotta tell you, that is an unusual intro, having done a few podcasts. And when you refer to me as JD, I better tell everyone my name is John Dwyer, but I got JD. And I was doing a Texas one of these last week, and the podcaster said to me, what do I call you, JD or John? I said, oh, I don't care, either one of those. I said, oh, I also get dickhead and moron. And so now he's sending me emails, hi, dickhead.
I love that guy. You know what? Kindred spirits. And I love that you dropped it.
We may need to have him on our podcast.
And honestly, he just made me laugh. Funny guy just made me laugh right off the rip. Yeah. All right, man.
We're already well ahead.
All right. John, tell us a little bit about what you do and how you do it.
Good, buddies. Yeah, look, it's called direct response marketing, and I've been doing it since the 1800s. Little house in the prairie, so I've been around the block a few times. And traditional advertising, if you went to a traditional advertising agency, they'll tell you that they'll help you get people to fall in love with your brand so that they'll taste your product. In direct response marketing, you tend to flip that. You get them to taste the product so that they'll fall in love with your brand. So that's the big difference. The big difference is that it's normally the results, good or bad or indifferent, come pretty fast. So if you actually do direct marketing or direct response marketing on Facebook today, you'll know whether you've got money in the bank tomorrow.
All right, you got to explain what direct.
He said a lot in a very compressed way.
First of all, he's like 3,000 years old. Two,
no, it's just 200.
All right, but he still has more hair than the both of us.
Yeah.
If you add us up together, I think we are
looks so
5,000
than we do. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but he's drinking coffee and we're drinking bourbons.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. Australia, they're backwards. They should be drinking at 8 a.m. Okay, well, maybe not.
I thought Australians just started with beer and then went.
Honestly, every Australian
I didn't even know they had coffee down there.
I swear to God, these guys know how to party. Yeah, I tried to hang with them once, and that ain't happening.
No.
They win, I lose. They drink way more beer than I possibly can. You're right. JD brought up a ton. John Dwyer, Wow Marketing, but can you define what direct response marketing is? And that's probably my biggest question I had.
No, he just said it, but I think he needs to unpack it.
Can you unpack it? Oh, Alan, I'm sorry. The sophisticate in the room.
Well, and for a guy who normally listens at 2 times speed, he was at 2 times speed and you didn't catch it. So that tells me that you don't retain much.
Do what? Can you? Did he answer our question yet?
Yes, he did. He did, but he can say it again slower with pictures, big words.
Did he answer my question yet?
No, small words.
All right, thank you.
I'm waiting for one of you to say, well, that's about all that we've got time for today. And thank you very much for coming on. Yeah, guys, look, direct response is probably something that, 90+% of businesses don't do because they've been told to, put their face on the side of a bus or the back of a taxi, or they've been told to sponsor the local basketball team. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's called brand building. But if you walk into home tonight and the kids are around the dinner table and you tell them, look, Daddy got 156 likes today, they're still going to say, Daddy, there's no food on the table. So you've got to be careful with what we call, vanity metrics. So therefore, this is really down and dirty. I won't refer to it as morning television infomercials because it's much more sophisticated than that. But the actual end result is the same, and that is that you advertise, at 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock you've got money in the bank. The whole idea of direct response marketing is to get them off the fence because you make an incredible offer. And in my instance, of course, given that our business is called the Institute of Wow, then it's all about developing a wow factor to get them off the fence.
All right. So I think I got it, but I want to know a
Likes
little bit more.
don't put food on the table. I freaking love that.
And vanity metrics. How about that?
Yeah.
Likes don't put food on the table, and vanity metrics don't matter.
But he said something about we don't try to get you to like our products. We try to get you to try our products, and then you like them. Something to that effect. Is that correct?
The calamari outside the secret. Yeah, the calamari outside the seafood shop. Have hostesses at lunchtime and dinner time handing out calamari samples so that people will taste it, like it, and then they'll come in and spend more money on, expensive seafood, lobsters.
Hiring the right people shouldn't feel overwhelming. At Smart Hire Solutions LLC, they take a smarter, more human approach to hiring. Smart Hire Solutions helps you get the right candidates, carefully vets, presents only the best fits for sales roles, lead technicians, key team members, in-home services, construction, and many more. No resume pile nightmares, no wasted time. Today's labor market is tough to navigate, and having the Smart Hire Solutions LLC team on board makes it smooth sailing. Founder Tina McKenna brings decades of real-world experience, not only in recruiting, but in marketing. She runs this thing like a business that's involved with you. Check out their fresh approach at yoursmarthire.com. That's yoursmarthire.com. Or connect with Tina McKenna on LinkedIn. That's Tina McKenna with Smart Hire Solutions, LLC, yoursmarthire.com. So try the teaser, if you will, the free sample. Hey, let me try this out. Oh, I want more. I want more. I want more. Kind of like my cocaine addiction. I can't say that. I don't have one. I'm just joking. So
Wow.
yeah, right. So, but tell us the vehicles you would do that. So I'm in a service business, but how does this work? Give us an example of one you've used.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you an example. We have a number of products. I found that consultancy was pretty frustrating. It's fine with the bigger businesses. I used to do the consultancy for McDonald's in Australia and 7-Eleven and BP gas stations and so forth. And they're fine because I could give them ideas, marketing ideas, and they'd have a team of, in the advertising department that would make it happen. But when I swapped across about a dozen years ago to small to medium-sized businesses, I found that, I could give them the corporate level ideas, but they didn't have anyone to implement them. So what we've done is that we've packaged things together. So, we'll have gas discount promotions. We'll have I can get $1 million for 25 grand. From one of the insurance companies, and companies can give away the chance to win $1 million. It's what we call an insured prize promotion. We have a vacation voucher promotion whereby we provide businesses with vacation vouchers for 3 nights in Vegas and New York and Orlando, Disney World, and all these places, and it's worth $1,000, but we sell it to businesses for $50, and they use that as a Happy Meal toy to get people to buy their products or services. So buy my refrigerator and you get a 3-night stay in Orlando, and so forth. So we do lots and lots and lots of these things, and what they are designed to do is to get people away from price, okay, and then get them off the fence. It's called incentive-based marketing, and 97% of businesses in the world have never tried it. McDonald's have been doing it for 44 years, Kellogg's have been doing it for 50 years, but no one else does it.
Happy Meal toy. Secret to your success. You freaking wasted 17 years, Chris, in your business before you figured this out.
My mind's blown right now, dude. So I'm a little disappointed, number one, that I'm going to Vegas and I didn't know about this one. Number two, Atlanta's not on that thing. Obviously, Atlanta's a destination vacation place, Ellen. I don't know what you guys are thinking. I mean, everybody from Australia is coming here, I think, especially with the World Cup coming here. Let's go. All right. So direct response, you're saying you offer your product or service and you say, hey, you sign up for this and you get that. And you guys sell them the opportunity for that. Wow, that's a great one. I mean, I'm bumbling here, Alan.
You really are. So let's turn it over to our guest. Keep going, please.
Yeah, well, look, I'll give you an idea. I'm going to name drop here, so you're going to have to forgive me. And the name I'm going to drop is Jerry Seinfeld, because you would have seen in my bio, I sort of worked with him for a few years.
Never heard of him.
No. And I've never milked.
Is he funny?
And I've never milked the crap out of that for 10 years either. But,
nice.
In fact, on the second year of going backwards and forwards to New York to do the TV commercials with him for a bank down under, I said to him, Jerry, you don't have a website. And he didn't at the time. This was 10 years ago. And I said to him, mate, can you imagine the amount of T-shirts and caps you could sell if you had a website? And he looked at me like a principal would with a student that he hates. And Jerry put his reading glasses on the edge of his nose and said, JD, do I look like I need to sell any T-shirts or caps? And I said, no, I guess not. I forgot you got more money than God. And he said to me, look, why do I need a website? He said, I've looked at yours. I'm on there more than you. So I said to him,
how did
now that's funny right there, JD. Yeah. That's amazing.
How did you? He did make $1 billion. He didn't need to do any kind of marketing. I mean, he's done a little bit since, but how did you get him to do something in Australia?
Look, it was persistence versus intelligence, or persistence beats intelligence. I asked him the same question, and he said to me, because he thought I'd never go away. So I can be a bit of a nuisance. And what had happened is that this particular bank down under was a challenger brand. So they're not the Bank of America or Wells Fargo. They were a challenger brand. Still the 200th biggest business in Australia, but nonetheless, they were not as big as the big banks. And they put me on as a consultant, and I said to them, look, you guys are on drugs. I mean, you're up against the 40-ton gorilla, the banks of America and so forth, and you're advertising home loans on interest rates. So they'd be on TV, and the ponytailed advertising agency, sort of owner would tell them to put the ads on TV and come up with a nice jingle, and the name of the bank was the Greater, so therefore the tagline, wait for it, sooner or later, it's the Greater, like, please. And I said to them, look, you definitely are on drugs, so therefore what you've got to do if you're a challenger brand is what Richard Branson does. Richard Branson in all of his businesses is a challenger brand, and he takes on the 40-ton gorilla by being different. And they said, okay, smart ass, well, what is it? And I said, well, look, I've been doing some TV commercials for a travel discount company. Why don't I introduce you? And why don't you just, say, swap your home loan to us and you get a free vacation? They said, how are we going to pay for it? I said, stop the 1% honeymoon rate, because all banks, and it would be the same in America, give a 1% honeymoon rate to anyone for the first year, and then they jack it back up again. So that's what we did. We just transferred the 1% honeymoon rate from people and gave it to the travel company. And we came on TV and we said, look, get a home loan from us and get a free vacation. They took in $15 billion worth of extra home loans in the first 3 years. We're talking like crazy numbers. We've only got the population of California, by the way. We've got the same land mass as America, but only the population of California. There's a lot of desert down under. And so this was big numbers. And then about 3 or 4 years into it, when we'd scooped up all the low-lying fruit, they said to me, where do we go to from here? I said, well, why don't you try a personality? Why don't we try a celebrity? And I was a complete dickhead because I didn't realise that they would want to do a survey to find out who would be a cheeky personality that would match their brand. And, of course, I'm hoping it would be an Australian TV personality, which would be much easier to get. And guess who came up tops on the survey was Jerry Seinfeld. So
wow.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, be careful what you ask for. Yeah, you need to know the answer to the question before. That's tough.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld.
And so, look, as it turned out, he's harder to get to than the Pope, but I persisted. His manager is a guy called George Shapiro, who only just passed away about 18 months ago. But, so he's a bit of a cheeky bugger like you two guys and myself, and so we got on well. And he said, what do you want me to do? I said, I just want him to basically do his stand-up. And so, cut long story short, it took a few months, but he eventually said yes, and it wasn't for the money. I asked Jerry, why did you say yes? You've got more money than God. And he said, look, number one, I love the Aussie sense of humour. You wanted me to take the piss out of all the big banks, and I do that for a living. I take the piss for a living. And he said, the second thing is, I thought, and I can't use the word, but it was a swear word, I thought you would never so-and-so go away. And so I thought I'd better say yes.
You can't use that word on this show, by the way.
Really? So you went to New York to have him film the commercial and to do all that. And you're right, you didn't do it for the money, but I'm sure he charged you a shit ton. Yeah, thank you, because his money does count.
Yeah, I mean, look, he got 1.1 each time for 2 days' work. So for 2 days' work, we paid him 1.1, and he got that for 3 years. So therefore, he did okay out of it. But it was nothing like what he's worth. So that's chump change.
Pocket change, right.
Yeah, but what did it do? All right, so you went from, instead of doing, this is genius marketing. I think obviously you know that. So I'm just gonna play along with it.
You're just catching up now.
I am, and I'm an idiot. I've only been doing this for 17 years in my own business.
Excuse me, whilst I just pat myself on the back.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. And then when you come to Atlanta, I'm definitely buying you a lot of bourbon at 8 a.m. So what you talked about, though, is my marketing strategy was, hey, all the banks are doing this. I'm going to give you an offer rate. I'm going to give you a discount. Oh, yeah, I love the money. Hey, I'm going to offer you a vacation, which, if you don't know this, Australians, they love their vacations, brother. Oh, because
that's kind of racist.
No, it's not racist. That's country is shit. I don't know what the hell that is. I have cousins who live down there. They vacation like shit. I mean, they're everywhere. I love them for doing it too, and that's where I got killed by the Australians, because they brought all their friends here, and I thought that I could drink with them. But you did the vacation thing. You got the bump. All right, then you bring on Jerry. What was that bump? Was it how was that attributed? How did you figure that out?
Yeah. Well, the figures for the first 3 years of get a home loan, get a free vacation were off the planet. They had a call centre of ladies who would answer the phone before I got involved. They had 15. They had to grow that to 52 women within weeks of opening up this campaign. It was just nuts, and it was free. I mean, the thing is, the bank never had to pay any money for it, because they just transferred what was a invisible 1% honeymoon rate that was exactly the same as every other bank across to giving them a free vacation. I kept on saying to these guys who ran the bank, and look, they're all accountants, so they're lots and lots of fun, as you can imagine. And I just said to them, "You're in a laugh riot. You're in a Me Too industry." And they said, "Oh, what's a Me Too industry?" I said, "You got the same solar panels as the guy down the road. Your money. When I get $1 million from you, it's not like I get a Cadbury chocolate versus a no-name chocolate. Your $1 million looks like the Bank of America. So therefore, you have to come up with an artificial wow factor." See, iPhone doesn't need my help. They've got a wow factor built in. But if you're a Me Too industry and you've got the same solar panels, or you've got the same lawn mowing service, or you've got the same refrigerator, whatever it might be, as many others, then you're a commodity, which means that whoever drops their pants quickest normally wins. You don't want to be in that game. So what you want to do is take their eyes, take their eyes off.
That's the title of the podcast.
Don't drop your pants.
No, whoever drops the pants quickest wins.
No.
That's what he said.
Is that what it is? Wins?
You know you'll do it.
I'm going to do it. I'm dropping my pants already. Are you kidding? Don't look on the YouTube channel, people. Stay on the podcast. Do not go. By the way, we are on YouTube. You can go check it out. Don't forget to tell your friends.
Not want to.
Go back. Yeah, nobody wants to see this.
No, not at all.
All right, let's keep going. All right, so did Jerry Seinfeld, so you did the big bump, 15 to 52 in the call center. Obviously that's an easy number. Jerry comes on, big, not big, bigger.
He just said it was big.
No, he said that was
You don't speak Australian very well.
I don't. In fact, when my cousins come over, I still don't understand. Okay, but I thought the bump was from the travel incentive. No.
Yeah. So what happened is
So what was the bump with the Jerry after that?
It just went from 30 miles an hour to 100 miles an hour. So therefore, the lift in home loans when Seinfeld came along was off the planet. So they were already doing record home loan numbers for the first 3 years of just doing it, get a home loan, get a free vacation. And the moment that he came along, it just went through the stratosphere. Yeah.
You brought up a concept early on that I think a lot of people, most of our audience, small business owners, or thinking about getting into business, but I think everybody has to have that mentality, especially as a small business owner. You talked about challenger versus the mammoths. Talk a little bit about how a challenger can beat the Goliaths.
And before that, guys, I'm going to show off because I happen to have this guy here actually blowing wind up my backside. So if you want me to press it, it's 15 seconds. Do you want me to press that?
Sure.
Go, hit it.
Why
He's
not?
showing us off Seinfeld loves JD.
It's a Seinfeld clip.
What's up with the Australians?
Here we go. And by the way, the reason for this is that whenever I did TV commercials and we had real people, I would say to them at the end of the TV commercial, look, I'd like to say you were the best couple that we've ever had in any one of our bank ads. And they go, oh, thank you very much. And I said, no, you misunderstood what I said. I said, I'd like to say that. I can't. You're awful. And I do the same thing at restaurants, which is my wife hates me for it. I say to the waitress, look, I'd like to say that was the best service I've ever had. And she says, oh, thank you. I said, no, I'd like to say that I can't.
It's the best. I am using that. I'm stealing that.
I'm not sure I can pull that off because you're so cringy. All right, go do it. All right,
Jerry got me back. Here we go. All
right.
Give me a second. Here we go.
I just want to say that, you are the most professional, most competent, just best to work with marketing person I've ever worked with. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I'd like to say that.
Okay, boom.
That is outstanding.
And when he said to me, why did I want to...
And we're going to steal that.
When he said to me, JD, why do you want me to do that? I said, so I can milk the shit out of it for the next 10 years. That's why I want you to do it.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Man, how much fun do you have day in, day out?
Sorry, how much fun do I have? What?
Every day. I mean, you must have so much fun.
Yeah, look, it's called the Institute of Wow, so you can imagine that, we don't get involved with too many boring things. I think that if you're not living life on the edge, you're taking too much room in the middle. So, it's... and look, all jokes aside, this direct response stuff is all about coming up with ideas that are unusual. And there was a guy I had yesterday contact me. I was speaking at a franchise convention in Melbourne, Australia, about a month ago, and he has a chain of cafes around Australia, around about 60 of them. So it's not McDonald's by any means, but they're quite nice Italian-themed cafes. And he said to me, look, I'm wanting to boost my coffees. He said, I'm selling plenty of club sandwiches and hamburgers and what have you, but I need to sell more coffees at my 60 cafes. I said, okay, well, how about we do this? You get rid of your cups of your crockery, and we come up with new crockery, and at the bottom of each cup we have a stamp there, it's embedded into the cup, and it says, go on, you need another cup, or go on, you want to have another cup. In other words, when you got the end of your coffee and you looked at the bottom of the cup, it said, go on, you want a second cup. He told me that in the first month of running that throughout his 60 stores, the average store went from $9,000 to $23,000 in coffee because people were having a second cup.
Good Lord.
Dude, I love this guy, and he's talking, and it reminds me of a guy we're still staying in contact with, Troy Truant out of Tasmania. You like that one? He does the bourbon.
I don't think he's impressed.
What? You should be. What? No, wait.
Just because you know somebody in his hemisphere.
No, well,
it's
yeah.
not even on the same.
But Troy keeps hitting me up. I was like, I think Troy is, because he keeps listening to the pod and he keeps telling me, hey, I love that episode. And this one, he's going to love this episode because he's trying to help distillers differentiate their brands. And I was like, just think about that one little nuance. I'm like, you want another cup. I'm like, no, I don't. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Yes,
you know what's so great about it? It's so simple.
It's simple.
It is.
That's great.
Yeah, it is. It is. And that's the great, in all seriousness, put the three of us sarcastic comments aside for a moment. I mean, just even being very serious, it is so simple. It's ridiculous that 97% of businesses have never done it. And the reason is that because when they go to college or university and they come out as a dentist or they come out as an electrician or plumber or builder, whatever it might be, not once in that 3 or 4 or 6 years that they've spent in college has anyone taught them how to get a customer. They come out as a fantastic dentist with all the wonderful dentistry skills, but no one's ever told them how to get clients. I mean, we had a dentist just about a month ago knock on my door, and he said, I do a lot of seminars and webinars and stuff like you guys do, so therefore, you get inquiries just from doing that without doing any advertising. And this guy said, look, I'm a dentist. I want to sell Invisalign braces, which are the invisible braces that kids have these days. Unlike when we were kids, it was metal braces. And he said they're about $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a time, and I get them for about a third of that, so there's good margin. So I'm after rich parents with children with crooked teeth. So I said, fine. So we have a program which we call the Contest Leads Machine. And so therefore we just put the contestleadsmachine.com into action. And we ran Facebook campaign for him on, basically the geodemographic area where his rich parents were. And we said, how would you like to win invisible braces for your children's teeth? The only people who enter that are people who have got children with crooked teeth. So immediately we've just, got his audience to glow in the dark. And we got, he spent $30 a day. So this is $30 a day over 7 days. And the first week he got 1,000 leads, 1,000 leads, 991, but let's just say 1,000. So he gives one of those Invisalign braces away, which cost him a couple of grand, but he's got 999 other people who have glowed in the dark and said, my child has crooked teeth, take my money. And so what happens is that he then has his team ring the people up and say, look, I'm sorry you didn't win last week, the invisible braces, but obviously you've got a child with crooked teeth. If you actually get in by the end of the month, we're going to give you a free vacation. Shut the gate. And he gets the vacation off us for $50. It's worth 1,000.
Shut the front door right there. How about that one? First of all, I would love somebody to say, oh, I understand your kids have crooked teeth. Hey, fuck you. Those are my kids. You shouldn't be saying that. And they're not from England. But
wow.
But I love it.
There you go, pissing off another country again, Chris.
I'm just one after
another after another.
Here in the States, I think I'm down to like 22 states that will still listen to me. But
most of Canada is gone.
All of Canada's gone. I don't know why.
Down under, we thought Canada is part of America, isn't it? Surely.
Oh,
we're working on it.
Oh boy, that's funny. Why? We just talked about this the other day. I got a tangent. We're coming back to this one, but we were just talking about this in one of our CEO groups, talking about Canada has a 6.8% small business ownership percentage. Here in the U.S., we're 5%. So Canada is beating us there.
They're more entrepreneurial than we are.
They are, and so that pissed me right off, and it pissed off Hanks. And I was like,
well, good for them.
Yeah, no,
I mean that's impressive.
No, we can't have that because we're the U.S. We're still better.
Well, we should be better, but we're not.
I mean,
they're better at us in a lot of things, like just politeness and manners and.
Are they not
civility?
Sorry? Are they sorry?
They're sorry.
They're sorry
a lot.
I'm sorry. Hey, I went to school north of most
Canadians.
Canadians.
Tend to just
I should
shoot
speak
people
Canadian
when they're pissed.
Yeah, well, that's
wow marketing.
Hang on. I got to go back to this because I want to get
more about Chris.
Yeah,
okay.
Please, back to the crooked
Back
teeth.
to Chris.
So you get those 1,000 leads off of Facebook, and then you market back to them and offer them a free vacation if this, or would you say a discount off services? I mean, what do you do? I mean,
I still don't get how you get a free vacation.
Yeah, we try to. Our mantra is don't discount, value add. Because price discounting, the dentist down the road can match that in 5 minutes. The dentist down the road can't give away a free vacation in 5 minutes. Okay,
all right, talk about that free vacation because Alan brought that up. So you have marketed with these people, like here in the States, we can market the same thing, and it costs us as a business owner how much?
Yeah. Okay. So what happened is that about 6 months out from COVID, I got contacted by a travel company, and they said, "Look, we've seen your Seinfeld campaign down under. Pretty hard to keep that a secret. Would you like to join forces with us because we get access to unsold hotel rooms around the world?" And I said, "Oh, okay, yeah, righto." And they said, "So therefore, we're not marketers; we're a travel company. These hotels are part of the program. They're all 4-star TripAdvisor, by the way, so they're not, RV parks. They want to actually be involved in giving us rooms for free outside of school vacation periods because they're running at 30 or 40% vacancy factor. So they may as well fill the room with a freebie guest, hoping that that guest will spend money on food and drink. That's the way it works. So it's a win for the hotel. They're filling an otherwise empty room. And of course, it's a win for the business because they're getting $1,000 voucher for 3 nights in Vegas or San Diego or Grand Canyon, Orlando, New York, all the sexy spots. They're getting something worth $1,000 to give away to lure people to buy their products or services. And of course, it's a win for, the consumer because, he or she gets a vacation. And I said, yeah, righto, well, leave it with me. And I turned it upside down because I've seen every travel scam there is being in the marketing game. And very fair. I mean, it was very, very fair. It's basically the logic behind it was very logical because the hotels are going to have an empty room. They may as well give it up and spend $12 on cleaning in the hope that whoever stays there for free will spend more money on food and beverage and massages and room service. And we started to advertise it 6 months out from COVID. Nobody knew COVID was coming along, and I was responsible for COVID. I've got to put my head up and apologise to the world for that.
I knew it wasn't the Chinese. It was
It was me.
JD.
Because what happened is
hey, if you manufacture that, everybody wants to be involved with you. I 100%. I'm in.
Look, I apologise, although it's insincere. I think once you actually master the art of sincerity, then fake sincerity, you've got it made. So therefore, in a sincere way, I'm sorry. But I said to my wife, coming up towards Christmas before COVID, I said, look, how about we go to Fiji? So how about Fiji? And she said, yeah, that'd be great. You've been working hard. Keep him on. Money's pouring in for this vacation thing. And she said, oh, you've been working hard. That'd be nice for a vacation. I said, forget the vacation, buy the island, and God was watching and thought my head was too big. So he thrust COVID upon the world. That was my fault. So for the first time in my career, I've got the retirement package and it was, designed around travel. And the first time in 100 years, you could not travel. So yeah, I'm going to write a book called Mr. Unlucky. So anyway,
and you guys, brother, you guys were shut down forever in Australia. Yeah. Here in the dirty south of Atlanta, Georgia, Alan and I were running around kissing our cousins.
30 days.
At least 30 days later, yeah. And getting our nails done, going bowling, the whole thing. But guess what? We probably got COVID just as much as doing our
getting our nails done be the first thing that you mentioned? Because that wasn't the first thing I did.
Well, because when Governor Kemp came out and
said... Do you do mayonnaise?
No, I've never done it. But anyway, look at these hands. I mean, seriously, they're gnarly.
You kind of need one.
I need a lot of it. But when Governor Kemp came out, March 16th, my birthday, is when I realized COVID was a thing and COVID. And then on May 31st, Memorial Day, right before that, Governor Kemp, I love our governor here in Atlanta, in Georgia. He says, you can go out and get your hair done, get your nails done, go bowling. You can do whatever you want as long as you guys follow these procedures. And we opened up. My brother, my family in Michigan still closed down for 3 more months. Couldn't go anywhere.
Cousin Brad couldn't get a haircut for like 18 months.
In California, yeah, you couldn't even go surfing. So we opened up, and thank God, because it kept my business alive. And they did another great thing. They did this other thing called PPP, which I had a lot of employees. I had 35 employees. I still, today I'm back up to 35. And I got PPP, so I was able to bring people back on because I did scale down my home remodeling and handyman business, but we scaled back up right after that. So back to you and COVID, but I still want to know, how much does a business have to pay for this opportunity?
Yeah, look, they can have a look at it if you don't mind me throwing a shameless plug. Just go to vacationsincentive.com. So it's vacations plural, vacationsincentive.com, and you'll see it there. So what happens is that normally we charge $97 for a vacation voucher, and you've got to buy 50. There's no money in selling 5s or 10, so therefore it's like a dozen eggs. They have to buy 50 vouchers. But when anybody mentions the podcast, if I'm on, they get it for half that price. So that's what we do on podcast.
Hello, talk to me.
So this guys, is this available worldwide? Is what I wanted.
Yeah.
All right, worldwide. Talk to me. All right, here's where you're going. Listen to me. Mention this podcast, the Small Business Safari. He said 97. That's 100. Let's round up.
Yep.
He's a sales guy. Come on, face it. He goes 50 at 50. That's $2,500. Now you got 50 sales vouchers. You can go vacation
We
vouchers.
should probably timestamp it so somebody 10 years from now doesn't try to.
All right, here we are, 2025. It's going to be 26.
Yep.
It's going to be out in 26.
Okay.
So here we are, because the world's coming back, baby. The whole world's coming back in 26. COVID's way behind us. The economy's way behind us. All those problems are going to be way behind us. This terror fake, whatever terrors are, fuck that thing. Anyway, so there you go. You can get for $2,500. You have opportunities to sell vacations along with your services. Think about that. 50 different times you can run specials, do things. How would I use that in a service or a product business? Tell us how what's my marketing ideas.
Works for both. It works particularly well for B2C versus B2B, but it can work for B2B as well. So, for example, we have, I'm a member, I don't know whether you've heard this name, but there's a guy in the States in Phoenix called Joe Polish. And he has a thing called the Genius Network, and it's basically for him and Anthony Robbins and the guy that set up ClickFunnels, Russell Brunson, and a whole bunch of these smart dudes. They get together in Phoenix 3 times a year. So I joined that some years ago. So my wife was really happy because going backwards and forwards to Phoenix 3 times a year is about $50K. By the time you pay the membership fee. So yeah, really happy wife about that. But what happens is that. Yeah, I keep on telling her, you've got to invest. And she goes, no, it sounds like a boys' weekend, you know. But so the thing is that when
His
you're
wife
around
is smart.
Yeah, when you're around that particular circle, and the 3 of us have heard the adage of, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with. So therefore, I join a few of these things because I hadn't been doing it. And so therefore, when you hang around those guys, of course, what they tend to do is be creative. And, the mantra with all of that sort of community is that think outside the square and do things that other people don't do. So the whole idea of the vacation program is that you've got probably the world's #1 Happy Meal toy for $50, because the reason that McDonald's, sort of Happy Meal works is they make that toy in China for 22 cents. But when you go to McDonald's and you buy it for your child or your grandchild, that toy looks like it's a $5 Kmart toy. So the secret sauce is a low cost but a high perceived value. And that's where the vacation vouchers work, because it's got a low cost, let's say $50, but a high perceived value of $1,000. If you stay 3 nights in New York, which you can on this, then New York hotels are $500, $600 a night. So this is worth $1,500 then. If you stay in Vegas because the hotels are cheaper, then it's probably going to be worth $1,000 for 3 nights. Cancun, you can stay there for 5 nights. You can stay in Canada, Vancouver, Toronto. It's right around the world, 120 destinations. And yeah, it's rocket fuel. And the reason it's here is, and the reason it's available is because the hotels are quite happy to give up their tariff outside of school vacation periods.
100%. You just hit on a couple things, and that's why Vegas, very popular vacation destination, down this year. That's 25 going into 26, because a lot of people weren't coming here this year, and they were down, and they had unused space.
It's because the Canadians were throwing a little bit of a tantrum.
Well, they were not sorry. They should be.
They're sorry, but they're spiteful.
And then we got to remind everybody, hey, listen, I'm not the orange guy, man. All right, look, hey, we're fun. We're a lot of fun here. Yeah, we ain't going to throw anybody in jail. Don't worry about it. Come on down. We're good, and we're not going to shoot everybody. Not everybody, and not every one of us have guns. Well, not all of us.
A lot of people do.
Most of us do. So, but I love that idea. I mean, just creative marketing really helps people think out of the box, and you hit something that's really big. Go.
Oh, I was just going to say, take the vacations out of it. I go back to the coffee. I mean, that's just super clever. You know what I mean?
No. I want vacation. But I'll have coffee on vacation.
But the vacation thing could go away.
No, but I want vacations.
But you have to be
have coffee on vacation.
But he was talking about the ponytail marketers. I caught that. Did you catch that?
No.
Yeah, he called them the ponytail marketers, which I'd like to know what that means, but I kind of get the idea. And the fact is, in today.
Enlighten us. What's a ponytail marketer?
Well, I want JD to explain it, but apparently it's all the run-of-the-mill marketing companies that tell you that they're going to, maybe make your business better if you just give them this much money, but we can't promise anything.
Okay, fine.
Is that pretty close?
Pretty much. A bit of hipsters is the other phrase that I insult them with, because look, the thing is that if you go to a digital marketing agency these days, that's the Facebook people and Instagram people, more than likely you'll find the owner is still using pimple cream. And so therefore, and this is very, very convenient for a baby boomer to say this because I'm bagging. I've got 6 millennials, by the way, so I know what it's all about. Yeah, so therefore, I always say to people when they go, "Oh, look, you old fart, what would you know?" I always say to people, listen, if you were going to get, let's say you want a heart transplant for your business, but let's just say you wanted a heart transplant for yourself. Would you pick the medical student that got out of college and he's 25 years of age and he says, listen, I've never done a heart transplant before, but I'm going to give it a hell of a shot? Or would you pick the doctor who's been doing it for 3 or 4 decades in his sleep? And I think you pick the latter. And
depends on how much they charge.
Do I get a free vacation with it?
That's right.
Hey, can I get a free vacation with my heart transplant? I don't think that's the market for that one, JD. I don't know. I'm just going to go on a limb here. I mean, you're a creative marketer. I'm not near as good as you, but I'm thinking that one probably is not going to sell.
Well, I got to tell you this one, guys. I was doing a seminar in Santa Monica of all places a few years ago, and as it turned out, there was a reasonable crowd there. And at the end of it, a guy came up to me and said, "Could I do the vacation promotion?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Does it suit every business?" I said, "Sure, it does. Lawnmowers, use my lawn mowing services for 2 months and you get a free vacation. Buy a refrigerator, get a free vacation. Put a solar panel on the roof, and a free vacation." I said, "What sort of business have you got?" He said, "A funeral parlor." I said, I said, look, I have to say that I haven't knocked back too many businesses because I don't own my own private island just yet. But nonetheless, I think I've got to say no because I don't think it's very tasteful to say, let us burn your relatives and we'll give you a free vacation. I don't think that works.
We'll toast them. You toast them later, baby.
There's something there.
Cheers. Clink.
I don't know. I think there's an angle there.
Actually, yeah. That's but still, no, it's not good. All right. So that was a great one. I'm having too much fun with this. All right. So you talk about creative marketing, you got the vacation thing. Talk about other avenues that we all should be thinking of to help market our small businesses.
Yep, sure. Okay. Look, I hate to say Facebook, and more Facebook, but these guys tend to own, pretty much most of the noise these days. Facebook.
So
Instagram.
I guess that means that Zuckerberg's commercials coming out soon.
Yeah. Look, I love him and hate him. I mean, I love him one day because I get leads for, $35, and then I hate him the next day because they jump to $85. So they play the game. But the thing is that if you master that, then it's a money machine. And there's ways to do it. I mean, I'm going to show off again, but I'll hold that to the screen. When you do the seminar circuit like I do, you've got to write books. And whilst I hate writing books, you've got to do it. And mine, as you can see there, is called the Avalanche Leads Formula.
So, all right. So for those on the podcast just listening, it was Avalanche Leads. It was John just a couple of years ago on the
Yes.
It's a much thicker book than yours, Chris.
That's way thicker than
way more substance.
So yeah, way more substance. Mine's just talking about the well-placed F-bomb. Oh, he's got a bigger book.
Wow, that's enormous.
And just in case you don't like thick, he's got big. And both of them are a little bit younger, John.
Yes, exactly. I just think size matters, so therefore that's why that one is a tabloid size. Yeah.
Well, you're living what you preach there. That's huge. Yeah. Nice.
Well, again, because if you're doing the seminar circuit, you've got to be a wanker, and so therefore you've got to have a big book. Yeah.
For our American listeners, define wanker. I know it.
A dickhead, basically.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Beautiful. And continue.
I show off, a distasteful, boastful person. Yeah.
That's Webster.
I guess when it comes down to incentives, it's got to be a message to market match. So, for example, if I walked into a menswear shop and bought a sports jacket and they said, "Congratulations, here's a free skateboard," then they're on drugs, okay, because a baby boomer and skateboards don't go hand in hand. Whereas if they gave me a ticket to the cinema, or 2 tickets to the cinema, if it was one, then it's an insult, or they gave me a $50 dining voucher, then that would make sense. But my view is that, if you give me a $50 dining voucher or 2 tickets to the movies, I know that you've just valued me at $50. You give me a vacation voucher, it's only cost you $50, but it's valued at $1,000. I'm going to give you a tongue kiss and a hug. So therefore, the way I look at it, it's embarrassing from time to time, but that's what I do. That's what I do. I'm sorry.
He did.
He said.
So the way I look at it is that if you can,
I heard tongue.
No, I heard tug.
I heard tongue. I'm good.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Hey, one of us does not surf porn. The other one does. Ish.
Probably a good example message to market match. We had a turf farm. This guy comes up to me at the end of one of the seminars and he said, "Listen, I want you to help me sell more grass." And I took it the wrong way, of course. I said, "Look, I don't think I can get involved in that." He said, "No, turf farm." I said, "All right." So he wasn't far away from where I lived. And so I drove up into the mountain range and I saw his, about a mile's worth of turf. And of course, his major audience is landscapers. And he said he doesn't sell turf to mum and dads because they'd buy one front yard and one backyard's worth of grass, whereas landscapers would buy, 3 or 4 at a time. And I said to him, "Okay, well, what's your problem?" He said, "The problem is every time, I'm $7 a square metre, the guy down the other end of the mountain is $6 a square metre. So the usual race to the bottom that we all hear of." I said, "Well, you need to take their eyes off the price. You need a Happy Meal toy." He said, "Well, what would it be?" I said, "Well, what do you think landscapers like? They're 99% men." So we came up with Prestige beer. And we gave a carton of Prestige beer away with every home's worth of grass. And we sent out a mailer to them because they're technophobes, most of these landscapers. But nonetheless, we sent emails as well and text messages. And we said, "Look, for every home's worth of grass that you get from me, I will give you a carton of this prestigious beer." He rings me 4 days into the promotion and said, "We've got a problem." And don't you hate hearing that from a client? I went, "Oh, God, here, I'm going to have to pretend I care." "Yeah, what's the problem?" And he said,
Exactly.
We've run out of grass. We've got no more grass. I said, "You had a mile's worth of grass." He said, "It's all gone." He said, "I'm sourcing grass from other turf farms to keep up with the demand for the beer." He said, "The guy who was my worst customer used to say to me all the time, I can get it down the road for cheaper." He rang up and ordered 18 homes worth of grass. He never asked the price. He just said, "I don't care when the grass gets here. I need the 18 cartons of beer by Friday. I've got a party."
Wow.
So
Creative marketing
that's
on the
message to
solution.
market match.
Value added marketing. John Dwyer, Wow Marketing. Go check it out. John, how can everybody find you?
Look, I live on a private island now. I'm so wealthy, I don't need anyone to bother me if you don't mind. So therefore, yeah.
We'll go through Jerry Seinfeld to get to you. Yeah. So that's jerryseinfeld.com. Actually, it's not because he doesn't have his own website because why need it when you got John Dwyer out there making it happen? Wow Marketing, making it happen.
I wish that was the case, guys, but having 6 children and they're all grown up these days. But yes, that's why I'm still, treading the board, so to speak. The 6 kids took all the money. So look, my email address is john@theinstituteofwow.com. So feel free to email me, john@theinstituteofwow.com. The website is theinstituteofwow.com. And if anyone's interested in that vacations thing, it's vacationsincentive.com.
And if you guys want an incentive to go do it, go out there, check out that offer we said earlier, but also help John's kids. I mean, they're 6. There's 6 kids. He's got a lot of kids. He needs a lot of help. And if he's got kids like mine, we're 27 and 24.
My Aussie accent screwed up there. No, they're not sick kids. I've got 6 kids.
No, let's help the sick kids. That's what I'm going with that.
Sick kids.
No, we're going with sick.
They're all sick.
And they're probably the same. They're probably, if they're like mine, 27 and 24, and still on my fucking payroll. You need help. So John needs help. So help John and his sick kids.
Yeah. By the way, their nickname for me is ATM.
Oh, yeah. I love it. In fact, I got a text message in the middle of this podcast. Dad, I need more money. I mean, yes, of course you do. So, John, this has been awesome, man. I mean, amazing. If you guys didn't learn something, that's on you. We got to go to the final 4 questions, get the hell out of here. You guys keep driving, keep making shit happen. We got to get going. Let's go. John, what's a great book you would refer to our audience? The Small Business. Right. That's right. Not big, not thick, just a good book that you would recommend to our audience. The adventure team of the Small Business Safari.
My favorite recently is titled Hot Sex in Bangkok.
Wow.
I'm not sure that's that's
is that good for business or just personal and development?
I'm a gold member. Yeah. No, look. In all seriousness, I would suggest that Seth Godin's Purple Cow. Okay, a guy called. Seth
I love Purple Cow.
Yeah, Purple Cow.
I like Purple Cow.
All right.
I have one.
Alan likes Purple Cow. Yeah. I have not listened to that.
It makes perfect sense based on our conversation.
Yeah, because the thing is that book came about because he was driving in the country with his wife, and he stopped the car and went over to the fence of a big farm. And his wife said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Imagine if one of those cows, there was hundreds of cows in the paddock." He said, "Imagine one of them was purple. Wouldn't it stand out?" And of course she said yes. And they got back in the car. And of course, the book came from there. Well, his principles and mantra is pretty much identical to mine. And that is, if you're going to stand out, you've got to be different from the crowd.
Digging it. And brother, you have, and we're going to keep on rolling.
Do it.
John, what's the favorite feature of your house?
Sorry, what's the
favorite feature of your home?
Well, to be honest with you, the ride-on mower, okay? Because I suffer from cabin fever doing this crazy shit that I do. I love, we're an acreage, and so therefore I love just getting on the ride-on mower, putting the beer in the little beer holder, and even if the lawn, we're on 3 acres, but even if the lawn doesn't need mowing, I'll just go up and down, up and down.
All right, what's the name of the brand? What mower do you have?
Of the lawnmower, I think it's called Toro, but I'm the opposite from MacGyver. I can't do anything else. I could just sit and then put my foot on the accelerator. That's all I can do.
You know, it's so good to go out there and just finish something. That's why I got in my business that I do. I'm in remodeling and handyman. My guys are artists. I mean, they produce beautiful stuff. But when you cut grass, which I can't do, and I still don't because of allergies, it's when you're done.
Is it really because of allergies or because you're weak and lazy?
And I have people to do that.
Yeah, that's right.
I put my talents elsewhere, Alan. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Right. So thank you. Favorite feature is home. He likes to get on his Toro ride, and he's drinking a beer while he's doing it.
And the Toro comes with a drink holder.
You know, I didn't know that either. That's amazing. All right. Yeah. John, you've talked about this a lot, talking about being different. We talk about customer service a little bit, but we talk about customer service a lot on this podcast because Alan is a customer service freak. Nuts about it. What's a customer service pet peeve of yours when you're out there and you're the customer?
Two things. Coming back and asking you how you enjoyed the meal when you've got a mouthful of food. They always do that at the right time. Yep.
Love that one.
Yep. And the other thing is that you can go to any cafe and look, I've done a lot of Disney courses in Orlando. So Disney, a lot of people might not know this, but it might be worth your audience knowing it. Disney has a university, okay, and it's in Florida. And so you can go, they call it the Disney Institute, and you pay a stack of money and you sit down for a week with Imagineers and they teach you how to run your business like Disney. And I've been to quite a few of them. And what happens is that they say people, when they get home after Disney World or Disneyland, they don't talk about the rides first. They talk about, guess what? The experience. They talk all about the experience. And then they'll talk about Space Mountain, but it's the overall experience which, is the big deal. And in restaurants and cafes, that's almost non-existent. I can't believe that the local cafes around, from me, I'm a bit of a coffee snob, so you go to one that's got Italian coffee, they're wearing a dirty black T-shirt, no uniform. Can you imagine if they were... We had a pizza shop, an Italian pizza shop contact me and said, "Look, we want to sell more takeaway pizzas." I said, "Good. Well, stop your delivery man looking like a mass murderer." And they said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Look, he's got his cap turned sideways, and normally he hasn't shaven, and he's just putting out a cigarette as he's walking up the driveway to press your doorbell." And so what we did is that we dressed them in James Bond dinner suits, black tie, made sure that they shaved, and the boxes looked like they were designed by the Palazzo Versace Hotel, right? We're talking about the boxes was a piece of artwork, not this crappy cardboard with nothing on it. He then charged, he said to me, "Look, I might have to reduce the size of the cost of my pizzas from $22 down." I said, no, put them up to $30, because what this is going to be the only white glove pizza delivery service in the world. And so therefore that's what he did. And people were ordering pizzas from him to take a selfie with the pizza delivery man.
I love it.
Love that. Wow, marketing. Wow. John Dwyer making it happen. We got to go
a couple times on this.
Now you have. Yeah. You said, well, all right, now we got to get to one. I don't know. We're going to try this. John, I want a DIY, that's do it yourself, nightmare story, not some tradie that did some work in your house. I want to know what you did.
I love the local lingo.
I know what he's talking. Put it down, because we've had a bunch of these guys on.
We don't use tradie here, JD.
We don't. We call them contractors. I don't want to hear about what I fucked up. I want to hear what you did. And I want fire, water, dismemberment. It's always good too. I've done all of it.
A little blood would be good.
Actually, the fingers are still intact, but look, they're a little off.
You mean as in trying to be a tradie? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Trying to do your own work in your own home.
You're like, honey, I got this.
I'm going to do this. Honey, don't worry about that. That mirror is going to look awesome. And she gets in bed and the mirror falls down off the bed and knocks you out while you're trying to do the unthinkables. We don't talk about that. That's one I have not brought that out.
No, you haven't.
I know.
Well, good for you.
Thank you.
You've got some.
I'm glad you did brought that up because I just told my wife this morning I think sex would be so much more enjoyable if only I had a partner. Yeah. So the I'll make it quick because I know you've got to wind up.
JerrySeinfeld.com.
Mine is very simple. Before all of our 1,000 kids came along, I think we might have had 2. We moved to the country, from Sydney to the country, a 2.5 hours drive. It was a little country town, a little bit like Mayberry, okay, Andy Griffith. And I'm on 14 acres. I am the opposite from MacGyver. I've got no clue what to do. I've never seen a snake before. And of course, this thing, it must have been Snake Central. And I remember saying to my wife, listen, we've blown all the money. How about I paint the interior of the house? It was one of those Western red cedar double-story houses that you see, little house on the prairie sort of stuff, because idiot me decided that we would theme everything. And then we ran out of money. And I said to my wife, look, I'll do the painting inside. And she said, no, you won't, get a quote. So I got the guy into quote, and the painter said I'd be $15,000. And I said, oh, well, you're dreaming. Go away. And so anyway, I decided to paint it myself. I got half a day into it and rang the guy who was the painter and offered him $30,000 if he could come and paint the head off.
Wow. Oh, talk to me right there. Painting sounds easy when you start, but when you're dead tired the next day and you're like, oh my God, this really is physical labor.
Look at that.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. This is on you, man. If you didn't learn something,
oh my God,
this has been an amazing episode. John Dwyer, Wow Marketing. Go check it out. Institute of Wow.
Yeah.
Make it happen. Get out there. Make your dreams happen. Go. You know what? Maybe go get a fucking vacation. I don't care. Go do something, man. Make it happen every week. We got to do this. Keep it going. It's hard. You can do this. Get up. Make your passion happen. We got to get out of here. Got to go. Bye.
Cheers, everybody.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Small Business Safari. Remember, your positive attitude will help you achieve that higher altitude you're looking for in the wild world of small business ownership. And until next time, make it a great day today.